As I get older, it's hard for me to care about anything in the world anymore. And this isn't nihilism, by the way. I believe in God, I'm a Christian. Life definitely has meaning. So let me preface with that. But I guess what I mean is, I'm always in this weird in-between of wanting to care and not wanting to care at all about what goes on in society. When you see and find out what's behind the curtain in the world, you can't really unsee it or look at things the same ever again. It's kind of like the movie The Matrix, right? And I talk about this a lot in my old videos, but I stopped referencing The Matrix because it's just gotten so corny. But lately I've just been caring less and less about what goes on politically, geopolitically, because it's just a waste of energy and attention. Ever since 2020, every year has been getting more and more volatile. Seems like there's something crazy going on every year. And I say this at the beginning of every year, ironically, that there's going to be more distractions than ever. And 2024 is another election year. And I just feel like politics has just gotten so cringe. The other day I saw a video of like Charlie Kirk on a college campus debating these liberal college students. And these students obviously don't know anything about anything, like they have no life experience. Their worldview is probably formed off Twitter and Instagram and TikTok and what their liberal university teachers tell them. And I can say this because when I was in college, every single political science class I had, every single discussion would just break out into a liberal echo chamber of why Trump is bad. I knew a student that got jumped for wearing a red hat that said America, and it was obvious to me that no one really knows why they believe what they do. It's all just mob mentality and groupthink, and a lot of people are bored, just trying to find some purpose or meaning in their lives. And politics gives them that gateway. You see all these protests going on, and I live in a pretty liberal city, so I'm pretty close to it as well. And I look at these people and I'm like, it's good that you believe in a cause, but it's like, who are you even protesting to? You're like blocking off roads and preventing people from getting to work and preventing people from picking up their kids. I actually saw this one clip from ABC News, I think it was, and there was this guy talking about how he was 5 hours late to work and he really needed to work because he needs that job because he was trying to pay for his brother's funeral. And this is what I never understood about protests. It's like you'd like to think that people have good intentions, but a lot of people are just bored, virtue signaling, looking for attention, and trying to give their life some sort of meaning. They don't really know why they believe what they do. They just, they're probably on Twitter or TikTok or Instagram, and, they get behind these communities and they want to feel a part of something. And there's so many distractions nowadays. And I see Satan in everything. I see the devil in everything. Politics, pop culture, entertainment, sports, everything. And that's what I mean when I say once you see what's behind the curtain, you can't really unsee it. And you find that a lot of people behind all these industries, they're the same people, and you can't really talk about this. The other day I was seeing my news feed get bombarded with, what's that event called? The Met Gala. And it's like these celebrities that wear high-end fashion brands, I guess. And they're all wearing some ridiculous getup, which I guess that's what high-end fashion is supposed to look like. And I'm seeing all these clips and news articles bombard me. And I'm just like, why do people care about this stuff? Like, genuinely. Like, these people don't even understand how insane they look. I saw a picture of like that witch Kim Kardashian and like what she was wearing and her waist. It was just like what? Like, I just don't understand. What else is going on? There's the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef. It's entertaining. I mean, I've never been that into hip hop culture, but I listen to Drake, I listen to Kendrick. They're both accusing each other of these things, but it's like, it's gonna be over soon. None of it is gonna matter. No one really wins outside of the people making money off of it, obviously. And culture is gonna move on to the next distraction. My friend was talking to me about the NBA playoffs the other day, and I realized this was the first year where I didn't watch a single NBA game. Because the older I get, the more I realize how pointless it is. Obviously, if you're with your friends on a Friday night and you guys have the game on, you guys are bonding over it, that's fine. But I would never watch a basketball game by myself. Just because it's like, what's the point? You see people in comment sections debating who's better, Jordan or LeBron. It's like, does it really matter? Like, it's all just distractions. And then you look at the serious things going on, like wars, trafficking, kids losing their lives, poverty, hunger. And you see all these things and you're like, what am I supposed to do? Most people are living paycheck to paycheck, and now you're looking at all these things and you can't help but feel just hopeless. But the reality of the world is there's a lot of messed up shit that goes on. Everything's a conspiracy until 2 years goes by. People are so surprised about the P. Diddy thing, and it's like, Harvey Weinstein, Dan Schneider, Epstein, like there's weirdos in every single industry. Political, Hollywood, music industry, it doesn't matter. They're all there. They might not all be famous, but this stuff happens all the time, unfortunately. Just imagine some horny old director or music producer or network producer and some young girl willing to do anything to make it in the industry comes in. You don't think these people leverage their power for sex and lust? It's like, come on, even the average old dude in the gym, in the grocery stores, on the streets, they're always checking out younger girls. None of this shit is surprising. As a matter of fact, nothing surprises me in general anymore. And you think about all the things that don't get covered in the world, like things that happen in third world countries on a daily basis. I used to watch a lot of documentaries on third world countries, but the realities of the world, it darkens your soul. And there's only so much you can absorb. And obviously you pray and you donate to charity at the end of the year, but it's like, does charity even do anything? It's like hundreds of millions of dollars get donated every single year. Where does it really go? Does anyone really know? We don't even know where our taxes go. Most people are barely making it through their 9-to-5s, living paycheck to paycheck, trying to pay rent. They don't have time to focus on all these other things. How are they supposed to make change to any of these other bigger issues? And I think that's the point. They say the tax dollars goes to certain things, but you don't really see anything ever get fixed. One place you know that it does go is to Ukraine to fund proxy wars, instead of fixing things in the country. It's funny because where the tax dollars go should be publicly audited, but that'll never happen for obvious reasons. And most people spend most of their lives trying to make it out the rat race, trying to provide, trying to be rich, trying to be a somebody. And most of the times we chase things and we don't even know why. Yeah, okay, of course everyone needs money, but after your basic needs are met, what do you want money for? A better house? A better car? For validation? Because of social media, so many people chase fame and wealth to a point where morality and integrity is going out the door. But chasing fame and wealth, I imagine it comes from a place of wanting to be validated and wanting to be loved. We spend so much of our lives trying to work to validate our existence. Even for me, sometimes I gotta ask myself, what am I chasing? What do I actually want? I have to remind myself, I have to ask myself. And I think about why I started making videos in the first place. And not a lot of people know this, but this actually started off as a gaming channel. I made League of Legends montages, and they were so bad, but I thought they were lit at the time, until a lot of people told me otherwise. And then in like 2019, 2020, when I was having my red pill moment, when you start seeing what's behind the curtain in the world, I had all these thoughts and ideas and perspectives, and I just wanted to tell anybody that would listen. So that's when I started making those whiteboard commentary videos, and now I'm here, yapping to a camera. I try to think about what I want. And to me, what's most important is impact, because the value you give to the world is what's going to be important at the end of the day. What value can you bring to the world? And anyone can bring value to the world. It's just how you choose to use your gifts and what you're good at. And I want to give value while still being humble at the same time, because there's still a lot of things that I don't know. I would never want to just profit off the attention of you, the viewer. Because like I said, a lot of people want to create to chase fame and wealth, to the point where they'll even grift religion. Like I'll see people use God to clickbait, and it's like the most distasteful thing ever. They'll be like, God has a message for you. God told me to tell you this. God told me to tell you to go all in. And it's like, okay, I understand you're trying to play the game, but to the point where you're going to use God, just profiting off people's attention, it feels dirty. Like the dating app video I made, I think just hit like 100K. By the way, the idea of 100,000 people watching me talk about my experiences on dating apps is pretty crazy to think about. But when that video was getting a lot of views, there was a part of me, like whispers from the devil, that was like, yo, just farm dating videos. Just make the exact same videos with the exact same thumbnails. Just change up the color scheme a little bit and just milk the dating videos. And you'll grow in views and subs and money and whatever. And it's not like you're not trying to get that, because as a creator, you have to value numbers to a certain degree. But it should always go back to impact and value. At least for me, that ideally should be the premier reason. Because the more I make videos, the more I realize how much a lot of people are hurting, how much a lot of people are lost. It's not a lot, but I'll get emails here and there, and you get a pretty good idea of what a lot of people go through. You know, I grew up not alone. Like I had friends, but deep down inside, I always felt alone, because I didn't think anyone thought like me or had the similar worldview or perspectives, or just thoughts about life and the world, until I started making videos actually. And it would be cool when people would say, yo, I resonated when you talked about this, or I felt the exact same way, or things like that. And it's funny because I'm more comfortable sharing things on here than with friends or family. One of my goals from the beginning was just to find like-minded people and just to grow and become better. And I actually think that's the most beautiful thing about YouTube, is you have the ability to find like-minded people across the world. As alone as you might feel with your thoughts and your beliefs, or physically, like actually being alone, there's people just like you. Of course, as a creator, you still have to play the game to a certain degree, but I'm gonna do it my way. And even if there's no consequences, your soul doesn't feel right when you sleep at night, when you don't do the right thing. It's how Satan can get to you. He whispers in your ear, you're not hurting anybody, what's the harm? But that's how he darkens your soul. And that intrinsic feeling, that guilt of doing something wrong, that's something that God instilled with us along with free will, so we can determine what's right from wrong. The world is changing really fast, and we're getting closer and closer to a very important or very pivotal time in human history. Again, it's the reason why every year seems to get crazier after 2020, because the world is a stage. And obviously, again, what I mean is that not everything is what it seems. Your entire worldview that's been built off the education system, the government, the news, societal norms, to a certain degree, everything is controlled. And the curtain is unveiling itself, and the devil is showing himself more and more. It's just whether you want to ignore it or realize it and try to make some changes in your life. And because of that, there's more distractions than ever. Anywhere where there's hate or negativity or strife or pain or grief, the devil exists there. And I just see him everywhere. This video has gone kind of off the rails, but there's certain things you should care about, and there's certain things you should know when to not care anymore. And I think everyone should draw that line, because at some point your life has to be about you to a certain degree. Obviously you want to be selfless and help people and aspire to help people and better yourself and all that stuff, but you gotta do it for you, because the world is just getting crazier and crazier. There's going to be more distractions than ever. You're going to feel lost. You're going to not know where you fit in the world. And it's important to draw that line for yourself. Whether it's entertainment, sports, the news, politics, geopolitics, maybe even the people you surround yourself with. I guess what I'm saying is, the one takeaway from this video, know when to care and know when not to care. Again, I don't know if this sounded nihilistic, but it's not. I'm a Christian, I believe in God. Life definitely has meaning, and that meaning is to be the best version of yourself, to show God the beauty of his creation, to have a family, to have kids, to pass on everything you know to them and make them better versions of yourself so that they can help people. And yeah, live a life of meaning and fulfillment. Just some thoughts that I want to get out. I hope you're doing well. I love you. Thank you for listening, and yeah, just keep grinding, keep pushing. No matter how bad things get. If you put your head down and grind and don't focus on the nonsense and really dial in, there's nothing you can't do. Realize the distractions and know when to draw the line. And yeah, you'll be fine. Make sure you stay true, and I'll talk to you real soon. Peace.